Well, starting tomorrow at Nampa's Lakeview Park, it is the first ever Idaho Beer Fest.
And this comes on the heels of Idaho's Craft Beer Week in May, and then 3 weeks before the Barley Brothers Beer Show, formerly known as Boise Beer Fest.
And Troy Oppie explores the driving force behind it in Idaho's backyard brewers.
Over 30 years ago, legislation signed into law by the Carter administration permitted people at home to brew beer up to 100 gallons per adult per residence per year. That legislation spawned the growth of the craft beer industry. And the crazy growth of the craft beer industry, including here in Idaho, rests squarely on the back of homebrewers.
Beer is made from 4 ingredients: barley,
water,
hops,
and finally yeast. And yeast is what turns all those things into beer.
and legally you have to have that to make beer.
And Americans drink plenty of it. Nearly 10 million barrels of beer, over 30 million gallons each year. Craft beer from small brewers not named Bud, Miller, or Coors makes up only about 10%, but is rapidly growing across the country, and Idaho is no different. 5 of the state's 21 professional brewing operations are here in the Treasure Valley. Several more are planned. But before you get here, you have to start here.
Kind of like people who like cooking. There's a lot of creativity. For me, there's a lot of science. I have a science background, and so I can put that creativity and science into one thing.
I know I've done cocoa nibs, I've done coffee, I've done coriander.
Like most do-it-yourself projects, you can save money by brewing at home. A simple batch is around $25 for 5 gallons. Where serious home brewers shell out is the equipment, because there's always something to take your brew to the next level.
A lot of people start brewing, not a whole lot of people stop.
Marcus Bazzuli moved to Boise from Oregon to open his homebrew store. His is the 4th shop in the Treasure Valley and 2nd to open since late 2009.
Boise has, a really big up-and-coming beer scene, has a tremendous homebrew community.
People, they want a more authentic product, and craft brewing offers that. Home brewing certainly offers that.
Homebrew shops around here don't see one another as true competition, and that same sentiment holds true for the area's professional brewers too.
We see it as an advantage. There's room for a couple more breweries before it gets too crowded.
And more are coming.
Send it right here, please send in Clint.
Okay.
2 months ago, after a 7-month equipment delay, homebrewer Mike Francis opened Payette Brewing in Garden City.
I think Boise's really underserved for local beers. Some company put together a map of the 50 states of beer, and for some reason there's a big question mark on Idaho, and it was the only state with a question mark, so I'd love to fill that question mark.
I think in Idaho we're just 10 years behind on everything.
Jerry Ferguson runs Crescent Brewing in Nampa, a nano brewery producing 5 to 6 kegs worth of beer every 14-hour brew day.
People are wanting a little more than just the blasé domestics, that they've been drinking forever.
Crescent is expanding, and there are 2 yet nameless nano brewing facilities just like it trying to get off the ground in Boise. Sockeye will soon open its expanded brewing facility, and maybe when he gets back from brewing school in Germany a summer from now, Bitter Creek owner Dave Crick will toss his name into the local brewing ring as well.
Let's just say I really want to do it. Whether we do or not, I don't know. I'm not going to promise.
As the craft beer movement grows, more people become interested in homebrewing, and the circle goes from there.
I'm amazed the level of complexity of flavors that we're starting to see. And that's new. That's very different than 10, 15 years ago. I used to dread tasting homebrew. and now I look forward to it. I really relish it.
At Nampa's Lakeview Park this weekend is the Idaho Brewers Fest. You'll be able to try homebrew from the state of Idaho there. It'll be right alongside offerings from 14 of the professional breweries in the Gem State. There's more information on our website, kboi2.com. I'm Troy Oppie, KBOI2 News, watching out for you.
And here's another event that is brewing up soon. Charlie Papazian, the head of the American Homebrewers Association, will be at the Broadway Ram on Saturday, July 16th.